So when I first came out of dental school, one of the biggest realizations I had was how lucky I ended up being in pediatric dentistry. So in dental, you have a bunch of different specialties. You have kids, which is peds or pediatric. You have oral surgery. You have a general dentist. You have an orthodontist. You have an endodontist, which is a root canal guy. Root canal. You also have a periodontist, which is the gums, like they specialize in gums and implants. And then you have another one called pathologist, so they kind of find out if there's like any issues with your gums and teeth, and they can kind of diagnose things. And then I think finally there's a dental anesthesiologist. So basically it's a guy or a girl who is a dentist. They went to dental school, but then they specialized in dental anesthesia. So a lot of specialties to choose from out of dental school, and a lot of people typically kind of go the general dentistry route because you can do everything, but you're not like really good at, or not really good, but you're not perfect, or you don't have a lot of reps in one thing. And so for me, I ended up choosing kids or pediatric dentistry. Now, kids is a tough road, and the reason why is because kids can come with a lot of anxiety. You can have a lot of anxiety in kids. You can also have a lot of, patience is an issue with the doctors at times, especially with the younger kids. Now, the thing for me, though, is I realized I loved working with little kids because I have kids of my own. They're really fun to work with. And I also love working with children with special needs. So I don't know why, but I feel like I just have like this calling with kids. I'm a good teacher with kids. I'm a good, I'm patient with kids, and I can get a lot of work done pediatric dental wise with kids. Whereas with adults, not so much. I'm not a great probably specialist with adults. However, in pediatric dentistry, the other component is adults. And why is that? Well, it's their parents. And the parents often come with their own concerns and own anxiety, own, discomfort with the dentist. And so as a dentist, as a pediatric dentist, now I am trying to help both children and adults. And so as a pediatric dentist, if you get into the specialty, you're not helping one group of people, you're actually ended up helping two groups of people. And so you basically have two patients. Now, I see around 50 plus patients a day. That's kids, okay? And I love that. I love that. I love seeing the kids. I love, meeting the kids. I love helping the kids out with their health and kind of getting them to a good oral health. But because I also meet 50 kids, that means I also meet 50 adults, their parents. And the parents often, like I said, can be hard. Sometimes they're a little bit more worried. Sometimes they have questions that, they went to Google for and all these other things. And, I try to politely teach, just like I'm teaching you guys, kind of what's going on. But ultimately, I'm seeing 100 people a day, right? Now, as a dentist, I look back and I can see that this is one of the greatest blessings of my career. Kids are honest, they're vulnerable, they don't fake it. You're not just fixing teeth, you're building trust, shaping their first experiences with healthcare, and sometimes being one of the first professionals in life that teaches them how to face fear and move forward. So after residency, you have to go to residency to be a pediatric dentist. I went to work for another doctor for about 1 year. Okay. And during there, I learned a lot, but what I learned was socially and emotionally. I learned what it feels like to work for leadership that doesn't always have your best interest in mind. I saw a very gossip-heavy, fear-based culture, and I saw what that does to a team. I experienced what it's like to be in a practice that isn't busy enough, where stress starts to screw up like decision-making, or where people start protecting themselves instead of building up each other. And so one of the biggest lessons that I found here is you need to build each other up. That is your staff. That is your families. And honestly, that's yourself. Because the days can be long, they can be hard. It's just emotional more than anything. You know, the dentistry comes pretty easily over time as you continue to just keep up on continuing education and just, you know, work the best possible way. But the hard part can just be emotional, especially for me. I'm a kind of introvert extrovert. You know, I can be extroverted for periods of time, but I'm mainly an introvert. In dental, you have to speak a lot, right? You have to talk a lot, you have to see a lot of patients. And for me, I really enjoy talking to the kids because I'm pretty much a kid myself. But with the adults, it can be hard to keep conversations for me sometimes. So that year that I worked, it was hard. You know, it was definitely hard. Not because dentistry was difficult, but because of the politics. So in dentistry and in any business, you will always have politics, okay? There are communication gaps, there's lack of alignment, you have feelings of giving everything you have and realizing the environment around you isn't designed to help you grow, only to take from you. And so I realized that this was something for me called a season of growth. I could have chosen two things. I could have chosen despair and woe is me, or I could choose knowledge, which can become power. And so for me, I realized that this is kind of the path that I took, you know, understanding that, you know, I tried to grab everything that I got from that one job experience, and it really shaped me. It taught me what kind of leader I never wanted to be, and also taught me the cost of poor culture. It taught me that talent alone isn't enough. You need transparency, people who care about each other, and most importantly, it taught me that adversity early in your career isn't a curse. So for me, adversity isn't a curse, and failure is not fatal. Okay, so the adversity isn't a curse. It truly becomes like your tuition. It's just the cost of business. Okay, it's the cost of, you know, you pursuing a life goal. But if you're paying attention, you can buy wisdom, discernment, and deep understanding of what really matters when one day you get the chance to build something of your own. And so for me, dentistry has come with a lot of components that I've really enjoyed. Again, one big thing is the dentistry. In dentistry, you can become like an engineer. You can help fix things. You're a problem solver. You're able to brighten someone's day, because you see a lot of kids, right? And a lot of kids come in, they may not have anybody talk to them at school. They may not have, you know, great experiences at home. And you can be like the guy that says, or the girl that says, you know, hey, I'm really glad to see you. How are your teeth? How's your week? You know, how are you feeling? And even if they don't respond to you in a very, you know, normal way, because they don't know you as well as everybody else, at least they were asked the question. At least they had the moment one-on-one time with someone, and they were checked on in some way, and that really does add value to their life. And so I think that dentistry is not only important in the terms of just fixing teeth, but really brightening people's days. Being able to have them in your chair and just, you know, talk to them and just be there for them is way bigger than anything that I can really give. And also providing education. I love teaching, and so being able to provide education to both parents and the patient is really important. I always teach. So for example, I will do like little things like on a drawing or something like that. I'll be like, hey, here's a tooth. Mom, here in the middle is the nerve. Here's little Timmy's cavity over here. And, you know, it's getting kind of close to the nerve. We can see here that there's this little gap here between the nerve and the cavity. And so we have a couple options, Mom. We can do, you know, a filling. We can fill this area. We could do a crown. You know, if we monitor it, it might get bigger and then over time cause some pain, and then that tooth might have some issues. So this is just an example of kind of what can be done, but this is how I try to help the parents via education understand what's kind of going on for their kids' teeth. And at the end of the day, dentistry is also about establishing trust. Trust is one of the biggest things where people will either trust you as a dentist or not trust you, depending on how they feel you're executing. And I could be the best dentist in the world and have the most knowledge in the world, but if they don't trust me, none of this communication will happen. And so overall, dentistry is a great career. I kind of wanted to give you a breakdown of kind of what I do as a pediatric dentist, and moving forward, we'll kind of keep talking about the dental field and how we can continue to help others.